Hey, my pinkies. Have you ever found yourself in this scenario? Man, English is so inefficient. Like, why don't we just call beef cow or vice versa? What do you mean? Well, English has two words that mean the same thing, basically. Well, most languages would just call it either beef or cow. I don't know, hun. I don't know. I'm just saying it seems inefficient. It explains where we are in this world when we just let stuff like this happen. Honey, please just see. Also, it doesn't even follow its own rules. Beef is cow, chicken is poultry, but alligator's just alligator. God damn it! You do this every time. Why can't we just enjoy dinner? Well, at least I'm not the one with the fertility problems, Mrs. Perfect. Maybe we could have tried sooner if you weren't cheating on me with Stephanie. Why don't you just divorce me already if you hate my conversations? Answer that question, Miss Grytits. Yeah, I hate when that happens. But good news! I have the answer to that question. The first one, not what came after. But come over here, my little pinky. Come sit on Big Pinky's lap and let me tell you a story. A story about the English language. It's late spring of 1066. And you're a poor English farmer who was just drafted to die for your king and your country for the coming Norman invasion. You truly believe that what you're fighting for is king and country. But there is one other thing, keeping the French language locked away in hell. Now, the Norman invasion is a pretty large topic, one I'll say for another video, but it, kind of went something like this. This guy, King Edward the Confessor, died in 1066. Now, a king dying is fine and totally radical most of the time, but that's only if they have a kid. And it just happens that King Edward's balls were more barren than a college kid's bank account. Side note, it's actually believed he didn't have kids because of his faith, but it's funny to think his balls don't work. This led to a dispute of who has the claim to the throne. You had the Anglo-Saxon claimant, Harold of Wessex. Psst. He was actually Danish. The Norman claimant, William of Normandy, and a king of Scandinavia, Harold of Norway. I know it's kind of confusing that we have Harold and Harold, but you'll figure it out. And guess what? The French Norman guy won. As any good Arthurian leader, he wants to replace all the old guys with his new guys, which led to this really funny thing where the rich would just only know French, while the average Joe still just spoke good old English. Now you might be saying, Pinky, that's all cool, I guess, but what does that have to do with anything? Well, dear viewer, you need to know something about noblemen. Because of their wealth, they were near the product, like beef. And the word beef comes from the old French word for an ox, bœuf. And the dirty farmer were around the animal, the cow, which comes from the English word cow. This trend of calling the animal the Germanic word cow stayed, while calling the expensive product, that of the nobleman's language French, stayed as well, like beef, causing this rare linguistical anomaly of calling the meat of the animal something different from its name. Also, it's not just beef. This applies to almost every meat that was accessible to early medieval England. For example, poor man says chicken, rich guy says poultry. Poor man says deer, rich guy says venison. Poor man says sheep, rich guy says mutton. And you get the point. And I wasn't lying about it being an anomaly either. Most languages either use a compound word, like Germans with Rindfleisch, which means bovine flesh, or the language just calls them the same thing. Except for Polish, whose names for what we call pork came from their word for a castrated pig. But that's lame. English got theirs by the West's greatest pride, which is a deep economic social divide. Anyways, I hope you guys enjoyed this video and learned something from it. Like if you liked it, and subscribe if you enjoy the content, because more is to come. And if this video does do well enough and people seem to actually enjoy this topic, I will talk about the Norman invasion of England. I'll make an entire little video about it. Alright, anyways, bye.